Voices speaking out against slavery were incredibly rare during the 1800s, especially from an outcast, a young female slave. Harriet Jacobs changed all that, though. Born as a slave, she started out having a decent life with a caring employer. But once Harriet was turned over to her new master, Dr. Norcom, she entered an age of increased suffering. Still, Harriet was different because she didn't sit back and just let the abusement happen. She took action. Harriet Jacobs, a slave from birth, spoke up and made a difference because of her bravery, faith, and strong disposition. The once hopeless young slave overcomes her circumstances by finding faith. To find a way to escape the torture, Harriet first began interactions with a white lawyer named Mr. Sawyer. He worked with Harriet to try to help free her, but when that was unsuccessful, she turned her full hope to God. When Norcom offered for Harriet to be his mistress in exchange for her children's freedom, she could have taken the easy route and agreed, but she didn't. She morally chose to decline, trusting that God would take care of her and her children. Harriet had such powerful confidence that God would protect her that she gave up her potential freedom and would not let her faith be shaken. Dr. Norcom, she was continually abused. Even though Norcom was threatening her both physically and sexually, she was courageous enough to flee. In 1835, Harriet escaped to New York and hid there for 7 years. Harriet could have been captured and received worse punishment, but she would not give in to Dr. Norcom. Eventually, she made it to freedom thanks to her fearless character. Harriet's autobiography, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl, captured what it was like to be a slave during this time period. Despite being looked down upon and seen as insignificant, Harriet was not afraid to let the world know her views on the cruel matters that were taking place. Harriet Jacobs' courage and hope are ultimately what defines her as an upstander. She was a victim of slavery as well as physical and sexual abuse, yet she held on to determination throughout it all. When she finally made it to freedom, she did not hide her experiences and pretend like they didn't happen as others might. Instead, she wrote a book and shared them with the world.